If you are a woman over 40 in network marketing and something feels off, this video is for you. And not because you're failing, not because you're not working hard enough, but because you might be sensing something deeper. There is a conformity problem in this industry, and Gen X women feel it in their nervous systems more than anyone. So today we're going to talk about good girl conditioning, hierarchy culture, the difference between compliance and leadership, and why smart women often feel misaligned but can't quite explain why. So if you've ever felt like you're capable, but you're shrinking, stay with me. Because many of us who are now in our 40s, 50s, and beyond were raised to be good, be polite, agreeable, don't rock the boat, be supportive, don't be too loud. We were rewarded for compliance. And network marketing at its core structure is built on compliance. Not as in regulations, but compliance as in follow the upline, right? Use the scripts, don't change the system, duplicate. And for some reason, some women, that feels safe, but for independent thinking, intuitive women in midlife, it can feel like suffocation. And not because we can't follow, but because we see the nuance, we see the inefficiency, we see the opportunity for evolution. And when that awareness meets a rigid system, something inside us goes quiet, or worse, assumes we're the problem. See, network marketing is structured as a hierarchy. There's always someone above you, someone to report to, someone you're meant to model, and someone whose approval matters. So hierarchy works well when it's built around mentorship, but it can become dangerous when it becomes identity, and when your confidence depends on rank, or when your voice depends on permission, and when leadership means obedience. So we're the generation that watched our parents give everything to the companies that later cut them off without hesitation. So when we enter a system that asks for loyalty before ownership, our body notices. We're the first generation of latchkey kids, and self-reliance came early. So when we enter a system that subtly says, stay in line, don't question, just duplicate, our bodies tell us something is off. And because we're smart, we don't blindly rebel, we internalize, we assume. Maybe I'm just not coachable, or maybe I need to trust the process more. Maybe I'm too independent. But no, you might just be wired for leadership and not compliance. See, compliance is tell me what to do and I'll execute it. And leadership is I will assess, decide, and then take action. Compliance is about seeking approval, while leadership builds standards. And compliance duplicates while leadership innovates. So the industry tells women, plug into the system and you'll win. But what if you're a system builder? What if your discomfort is not failure, but an awakening? And this is where many intelligent women feel off, because they can execute, but they don't want to build someone else's empire. They want ownership, and ownership requires self-trust. So if you've ever thought, I'm capable, but I feel stifled, or I don't like how this feels, or I want to do this differently, that's not ego, that's integrity. And Gen X women are now in midlife, and midlife is not about climbing, it's about becoming. You start caring a lot less about fitting in and more about alignment. And the conformity model worked when we were 25, but at 45, it feels like betrayal, not of the company, but of yourself. So don't get me wrong, I am not anti-network marketing. I am anti-conformity culture. I believe women in this industry deserve ownership, voice, creative authority, and a business that reflects who they are, not one that requires shrinking. So if you feel that tension, you're not broken, you are evolving. And maybe it's time to stop trying to be a better follower and start becoming the leader you actually are. So if this resonated, I'd love to know in the comments, what part of this industry has felt misaligned for you? Let's have a real conversation about this, and I will see you on the next video.